Ingenyorun sirindenyo nebo logoiywek makipto nekoimuch korutechi kanisanoton asikobit kochigil akobo kakwautik chebo anan kochigil mising akobo yautyonoton kikimuch keborenji en kanisanoton.
Rutotonyon betutab raini ako kanisetab Kabolwa Deliverance lokokibaorionji kabokyinet kasarta nekorutechin senator nebo county nebo Bomet wakili Hilary Segei sautik en kanisanoton ole konyor kakotunosiek biik chesire somok ak kosibkei ak meng'ikab komosoton chekobaorionji noton kokatinye komwa ichek kouni.
Ongokore seneta en yu kotor anam nabas awe kanisa yutoyu ko kwane nekobongoni karisiek arorchini karisiek parking en ko kwane nekobongoni ko karisiek chu kobongoni ko komi biik komi orit en probox korek bichu en probox ne kwalelen le makotoek chekobo seneta kou anes koba bichu kan ngobare skoteni amun kotuyo ak kirwokindet komi kirwokindet ne area chief kotai seneta koboto administrator nebo nganasanito akomut baka ko ngobare ite komi biik chekowisak akomong akonam any kowir biik chekomiten inje ko bichuto komi inje kokamach seneta kong'ololji
aketorchi kakebir ko kongebir any chichiton ko kakerwaen bichuton kokiyep metit akemasak natin metit kora ko komi biik chekomiten ko chekoburtos kakeker kot komakosorugei chitugul bakotokingen ng'o kele ng'o ko bakomong'u any chichikandon any ko kakemasan kole kakebaran kiba kesusen any chichikan any kenam akimut kwa sipitali
komakomi boriet age tugul kobokyi manai lakwanikan akobir kongo kakobir koker kurgat kokerchi iko kokicheng kityo nabas age tugul akewoktosi keyai namuna kityo kobir kityo kotor kolenji agenge matobar kowokyo chepyosok korirchi kamatik obakach otukyin kitukwechi man kou nono inomi sipitali any
kokingen our senator kele nyone ako kokingen kele ibwech toretet konyo kanisa reyu ko kokichobotin kabisa ketoche akemokchine kele kinyokoiwech tuguk chekokimokyinigei but unfortunately kokongeitu kinyokotestai ng'alekab kemokto risasinik akebirgei ak keker kele makaranit yoton so kamache amwa kityo kou noni amun en tuguk chekotestai sana chichon ikose kemwa kelelen Mr. Kobat ko kamache clearen the air. Mr. Kobat is one of our members in the church. His family also ko members ichoket en kanisa reyu. So Mr. Kobat ko makomiten siasa in any way.
Kinyo kab London kebarge paka keit kotini ani nguni ngalek alak mara kechenge biik alak kora kele kimut kotini kalya sikan konyo kanisa kondoindet kinyongenamat kijanaek makiyani kenaman kijanayan age tugul amun kotinye timinyin kotko komi timit nebo komosin ko komi timit akine nebo komosta ngo ko mami nekilelen kele keonat ine mising mami nekomanam koita akine kotko konam chu ko konam akichek chechiket.
En kasaratan kochopto yautyonoton alak en meng'ikab komosoton akosom kandoik kasarta agetugul yetinye terchinosiek kotor ko icheket.
Facebook nekakinde en chebo wakili kakinde barchuk chechiket ko bichon somoni ona ole ne kit nekotesetai ongen ole kongebwone kanisa reyu kokibwone kanisa directly ko makebwone ng'alekab siasa chebo maendeleo kele kelyonin lakini kinyokesira kele kokibwone ng'alekab maendeleo lakini kokitochi kanisa ko mangele miten maendeleo ngotonotige yonoti barchok yonoti Hilary ingete Hilary yonoti chechuna ko making'alechon o makimoche kobwa kanisa reyu nibuch our people here ko they are very peaceful ko testai komie akekany kandoichon kobwa komie kotor kinyokeker kele kakaran
Kakityem keng'alal ak choton chekonyor kakotonosiek ako maimugak tesetai konyoru ichek konyoiset en sipitalitab Longisa. Kong'eten kaniset noton nebo Kabolwa Deliverance Church noton nekowalak boiboiyet koik rirek nemiten wadit noton nebo Sigor koneng'oten ng'atutik nebo Chebalungu county noton nebo Bomet. Aripotenjini logoiywekab emet chebo Nenyon TV kikurenon Mark Kiptoo.
Kongoi mising sirindenyo nebo logoiwek kong'eten Kilgoris en county nebo Narok noton ko Alex Timoi ole munte tikistoenge noton chitab Kolenjin ko ele wala kakomuch kotegei serikalit noton ko Makipto sirindenyo nebo logoiwek kobun county nebo Bomet Makipto kitokyinige komosta noton nebo Kilgoris ole en nguni kakomuch kotegei serikalit netoror ak serikalit noton nebo county nebo Narok asikobit keker kele kimuch ketech kanapta Mucha mising kitab kolenjin en kaimutik chebo musmusetab keno muswoknatet ingetinge kokeny anan kewekingei kokeny county nebo Narok kebeberta nebo Kilgoris ole kakomuch nguni serikalit netoror koboto serikalitab county kotuyogei asikobit keker kele kakimuch kekanapta nganaset notok nebo Kilgoris en county nebo Narok. Kakwautiet nekibendi keibe keker kele kakimuch kikochi title deed biikab emet yotok chenomu kebeberta nebo mbaret en nganaset nebo Kilgoris ak itaban nebo serikali asikobit kisuldaen teksosiek chebo komonut chebo siret ak kora kebendi keker kele kakimuch kekanapta tililindo en nganaset nebo Kilgoris asikobit keker kele kakimuch kekirinda yautik chebo mionwogik cheboto kipindupindu. Akot kunoton ko kakomuch komongei ofisiat noton netele tetutik chebo planning anan bongonutik chebo nganasok en county nebo Narok noton ko Daudi Ole Naisho akomwa kole en nguni kebendi keker kele kakimuch kitaban chepkondok cheyamat chekiboisien en kanaptaet nebo nganaset noton nebo Kilgoris. Akot kunoton kakomuch komongei alak en MCAs kobun komosta noton nebo Kilgoris cheboto MCA no wardit notok nebo Shangoi en Kilgoris nebo Kwen akomwa kole wendi korobe eun kot mising kanaptaet nebo nganaset nebo Kilgoris asikobit keker kele katestai komie tetutik chebo bandab tai.
Kwa siku ya leo tumekuwa hapo Kilgoris County Hall, tulikuwa na public participation kuhusu mambo ya hii town yetu, town planning ya hapa Kilgoris, na tumeshika mkutano mzuri ambayo imeenda mzuri na tumemalizia mzuri.
Tulikuwa na viongozi MCS wote wawili wa Kilgoris Central na Shangoi, CEO Ole Naisho pamoja na Torkosh, na maafisa kutoka national government wa survey pamoja na wale wa county, tukipangia watu wa Kilgoris hii town yao ili iweze kukaa kama municipal ama kama town ile ambayo imepangika vizuri. Tunashukuru mheshimiwa gavana wetu kwa ushirikiano na serikali kuu na pia ile mambo amefanya hapa Kilgoris, kama mnaona mambo ya soko, uwanja ya ndege, hizi affordable housing, kuna pia stage ambayo itaanza hivi karibuni bus park. Na kwa sababu ya hiyo na wahisani wa World Bank, Kilgoris inaenda kupangwa kabisa. Na wale ile tunaomba wananchi ni kwamba ukiona surveyors wakipita shamba lako ama ploti yako, shirikiana na wao, kwa sababu ni mikakati ambayo tunaweza kupangiwa ili iweze ile jinsi ile unatumia shamba yako iweze imarika kabisa.
Na pia tangu hii serikali ingie, gavana wetu mpate kulenduki ametusaidia na fedha za county na zile fedha za World Bank kwa WWF. Tayari tumeplan senda imepita kama 20 na bado tunaendelea plan. Ujumbe wangu kwa malandlord, tafadhali mpatie watu wangu wale wametoka Nairobi na wale wametoka Narok County, that is the surveyors and the planners, nafasi wakuja wapangie.
Yekistoenge noto chitab kolenjin ko elewala kakomuch komongei director nebo somanet en Kuresoi Murota en county nebo Nakuru akolos kot mising akobo somanet notok nelel nebo CBE en mwa kole niton ko tesetai koibu walet neo kot mising en sekta notok nebo somanet. Koboisien kasaratan kokochi kurset sigik koker kole kaimuch kotestai konde tai somanet asikobit konyorunen kelchin kipsomaninik en kasarta notok nemiten tai. Ingenyorun sirindenyon nebo logoiwek kong'eten county nebo Nakuru nekaita komosta notok nebo Kuresoi Muratai noton ko Ruben Arap Korir.
Kosubkei ak Director Otiambo kokimit inendet kole bo komonut en kipsomaninik koityi komonut somanet nelel nebo CBE mwaet kole toreti noton icheket konyorchigei ng'ulotyet netoreti ichek akot en ekosiek chebwone. Noton komwa inendet kole nyolu en sigik konamgei kibagenge ak konetik ko oret agenge newendi kotoreti kipsomaninik kosuldaen karwotitoenywan nebo somanet en oret nenyolunot.
Under CBE we have 2 years in early learning, which we call early year education. Then we have 6 years for primary, grade 1 to 6. And then we have 3 years in junior school. After junior school, then they transit to senior school where they take another 3 years. In senior school, there are 3 pathways that they follow. We have STEM, we have social sciences, we have creative arts and sports. Each learner is supposed to take 4 subjects. For STEM, we have pure sciences, applied sciences, technical sciences, and mathematics. Actually, we call it core mathematics. Some people say that is the difficult mathematics. Then we have social sciences, the second pathway, where we have languages, business studies, humanities, and then there is general mathematics.
En komostanyin komwa membayatab koning'oten ng'atutik nebo kebeberaton Joseph Tonoi kole boiboenjin inendet boisionikab bandaptai chekikimuch kisuldaen legunoton cheboto teksosiekab kilasisiek ak ofisisiekab kirwogik koboto aletab basisiek koityi sugulisiek en kwenutab alak en boisionik chekikimuch kisuldaen legunoton. En noton kokon kurset inendet koityi President William Samoei Ruto ak serkalinyin nebo keker kele kakites legunoton koboch koitetab 2% akoi koitetab 5% en mwaet kole toreti noton kiyaptaen boisionikab bandaptai akot en komoswek chebo gaa.
I just want to appeal to the President and his government to increase the funds from the 2% even up to 5%. Because what CDF is doing in our constituencies is really tremendous. It is doing a lot of work. People are feeling the effects of CDF in the ground. And I want to appeal to all governors, to all senators, to support encouragement of CDF and CDF in the Constitution. Because these CDF funds is assisting us to construct classrooms, inatusaidia kutujengea even my chiefs officers, even police station. The current police station here, I use NGCDF to change the face of Kerengate police station. I also used NGCDF to purchase school buses and college buses. I used NGCDF funds to purchase Kerengate secondary school bus. And recently, we used the same funds again to purchase a school bus for Chemamet Secondary and college bus for the Tarabon TTI, a big bus. So anybody opposing NCD here doesn't understand the situation in the ground. Na tunaomba kila mtu aunge mkono. Sinamna hiyo.
Komong niton en kasarta netesetai serikalitab emoni koityin komonutetutik chebo somanet missing ko somanet nelel nebo CPE en noton komagat en sigik koityi komonutetutik chebo somananoton en mwaet kole wendi noton kotoreti kipsomaninik konyorchigei ng'ulotyet noton newendi kotoreti icheket akot en ekosiek chebwone. En logoiwekab komonut ititootin chebo Nenyon TV chekaimuch koitu ak agenge en agenge kong'eten county niton bo Nakuru. Kainenyu Koruben Korir.
Kongoi missing sirindenyon nebo logoiwek kong'eten county nebo Nakuru noton Koruben Korir. Yekistoengei en nguni kakomuch komongei stakeholders chotok chebo somanet en county nebo Baringo akobor kaimetab kei neokot missing kosubkei ak kinemwoe kole kokotestai kwo ng'weny koitosiek chebo kipsomaninik chemiten en sugulisiek cheterter en missing ko en Baringo murot tai. Akot kounoton ko chuton ko ng'ololutik chekaimuch komongei en kasarta nekakimuch keyai tuyet nebo ofisaekab somanet en komosta nebo Marigat nekaimuch komut en kibagenge kondoik ak stakeholders chotok chebo somanet koboto biikab emet. Akot kounoton kakomuch komongei kibagenge noton netelelchin anan konetik cheechen en sugulisiek chotok chebo secondaries noton nebo Kepsha ako torchi siet serikali en mwa kole kokotestai kong'em akot missing kakwautiet notok nebo kiyapta kipsomaninik kochut sugulisiek cheterter en mwa kole noton kora kokomuch kong'em kot missing koitosiek chebo kipsomaninik en sugulisiek cheterter chemiten en Baringo murot tai. Kora komwoe stakeholders chebo somanet en Baringo kole en nguni komiten ng'weny kora kot missing rabinik chenyoru sugulisiek en Baringo murot tai kosubkei ak nemiten ng'weny kot missing kipsomaninik anan koitosiek chebo kipsomaninik chechute sugulisiek cheterter en sugulisiek chemiten en Baringo murot tai.
Nilikuwa nasema kuwa hapa Baringo South tuko na shida ya admission ya wanafunzi wa grade 10. Ukiangalia hawa walimu wa principals wakiongea ni kuwa katika mashule zao ni ngumu sana kupata shule yenye wako na wanafunzi more than 20. Wengi wako na wanafunzi from 1 to 10, wengine 11 to 20. Wenye wako na wanafunzi more than 20 ni mashule machache sana.
In this sub-county, mimi nikiwa Sabor, I find it difficult to run the school. Using my knowledge of economics and accounting, najaribu sana kuhakikisha ya kwamba nimebalance kila kitu, lakini ni ngumu because of the declining population. Ukiona wanafunzi wanatoroka hii sub-county, najua hata wewe lazima umeketi na lazima pia inakuuma venye inatuuma. Imagine a school with a population of 4. When we talk about labda, I want to believe somebody was tallying the figures. Tukisema 4, 0, 8, somebody must have been doing that. A school like Nenyon has around 600. A school like Kimii Gaa has 1,600 students. Is it 1,600 or even almost 3,000 students? Kimii Gaa. So one school in North Baringo, Kimii Gaa, inamaliza hii mashule yetu yote ya Marigat.
The way they have mentioned, they have enrollment challenges. For us in the Ministry of Education, enrollment is equal to capitation. So if you have few learners, what is the amount of money you receive? Little money. So that is why we are so happy today because of the bursary for our day schools, so that our learners get free education and they get access to education.
Ako sipke kong'ung'unyo noto chitab kolenjin nekaimuch komong stakeholders chebo somanet en Baringo kakomuch komong kemembeatab koning'otin ng'atutik nebo Baringo murot tai Charles Kamuren akomwa kole wendi kobe kakwautiet nebo keker kele kakimuch kekanapta koitosiek chebo kipsomaninik chechute sugulisiek en Baringo murot tai. Kamwa kole kibendi kikochin toretet nebo somanet nemakiliponi anan free anan noton ko scholarship koityi kipsomaninik chotok che marue sugul anan day schools en komasatan en oret agenge nebo keker kele kakimuch kekanapta koitosiek chebo kipsomaninik en Baringo murot tai.
The schools which are under the criteria of C4, there is C4, there is C3, C2. Most of our schools here are C4 schools. These are the schools that are day schools. So the challenge that they have was paying of the school fees. The challenge that they have is that they don't have money to run the school. And capitation money comes as per the result, by the enrollment. So it has been a big challenge. That is what brought us to reason together as Baringo South stakeholders, education stakeholders, and say why we are not performing. It's because there is no money in the schools and there is no student in the schools. All these reasons is because school fees. We have resorted now to pay school fees for scholars in these schools, that is the C4 schools. When we are paying them, obviously they will now get new enrollments. And that is why we want to encourage all our students, instead of traveling far, going far, they will perform in our schools, the day schools. There are some schools that have very few students, very few students. And we are worried that these schools can be closed because they don't have enrollment that is needed by the ministry. There is a specific number that at least they should have almost more than 50 students. So when you get anything less than 50, that means that school is good as closed. We don't want to see our schools closed.
Ingistoenge noto chitab kolenjin ole en lugala kakomuch koib kokwoutik serikalitab emoni chebo kobois ak serikalisiek chebo county sikobit kekanapta tetutik chebo balunetab koiwek chotok chebo komonut kosubkei ak ministry notok nebo balunetab koiwek chebo komonut ak tetutik chotok chebo nyorunetab anan kanaptaetab uchumi kobun oret notok nebo beek anan blue economy noton ko alias and Joho nekang'alal en kasarta nekaimuch kotuyo stakeholders cheterter en county nebo Tharaka Nithi kokimit kole en nguni kebendi keker kele kakimuch kegusikong akobo koik chebo komonut chemiten en counties cheterter asikobit keker kele kaimuch biikab emet kobun counties choton konyor kelchin bolunet notok nebo koik kimit kole ng'olu kora en serikalisiekab counties koker kole kaimuch koib kokwoutik chenene chotok chebo kerib biik chotok chemiten en komoswek chekibalunen koik chebo komonut asikobit kekanapta tetutik chebo kalyet.
In some instances where we're drilling, Governor, in Pokot, is another area where people should not suffer. Na huko tunaenda karibuni kwa sababu they are dominated by illegal mining. Yet there's so much wealth. Lakini watu wanadhulumiwa tu kwa sababu watu wanawadanganya. They give some woman 500 or 1,000 shillings and they are happy. That we're going to turn it around. We're going to change it. Because there are people who are now drilling. Some of them have reached they've done 1,000 meters. And the grades of gold that we're picking are so good. World-class standards of minerals we are finding in our country. Why should our people continue to be poor? Mining is always misplaced. Watu wanaongeaga mining kama vitu zingine, but mining is very critical in this country. Amenambia he found his colleague from Kilifi asking for 900 million. Sema huyu ana mine nini? Kaambia saruji tu. Saruji ya kujenga manyumba na mawe na ballast. Na yeye he's demanding from us 900 million of his 10% share of royalties.
The minister just gave us directives while we were still airborne on what is happening in terms of mining, especially the quarries, that these quarries will be converted into fish bones. So the Natural Resources Committee of the Assembly of Tarakaniti should be thinking of how then do we develop this policy so that we're able to say, if you are doing mining, especially on quarries, this is the way to go. And that way you also infuse or you bring in the food security aspect.
Go chitab kolenjin kotuyetab kei notok nebo United Opposition kosuldoi rutoitanywan in counties chemiten cheboto Kisii ak Nyamira ole kotoi rutoiton en betutab amut ako en betutab rani kokaimuch kong'ololchi sirikab logoiwek en komosta noton nebo Kisii kotomo kotoi kosuldaen tuyoshek chebo bolotet en komoswek cheterter en counties choton akot konoton kokakomuch komong'e en kasar ake kokeny kandoindet nebo chamaitab DCP noton ko Rigathi Gachagua akonereki kot missing motwet noton nebo ripsetab kalyet en emet indochin minister en ministry inotok Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen ak sirindet en ministry nebo interior noton ko Dr. Raymond Omolo en mwa kole en nguni kosimchin ofisaekab police kong'em tuyoshek chebo bolotet chotok chebo anan tuyoshekab bolotet chotok cheisuldoen United Opposition en nguni komwoe Rigathi kole magoi kowekta let tetutik chotok chebo koker kole kakimuch keisto en kandoinatet kotuyetab kei noton nebo Kenya Kwanza asikobit kikochi boroindo nebo kobwalet en emoni kotuyetab kei nebo United Opposition.
And they are feeling very intimidated when they are being forced to commit crimes when their work is to stop crime against the goons. They are telling us that CS Kipchumba Murkomen and PS Raymond Omolo is putting them under intense pressure to work with goons, to defend goons, and to allow goons to disrupt our meetings. I want to thank our police officers who are very patriotic officers and assure them that the darkest hour is just before dawn. There will be a new beginning next year. Please continue resisting pressure from Murkomen and Omolo to break the law. Yesterday, the police here in Busiland were under a lot of pressure from Murkomen and Omolo to allow goons to disrupt our meetings, and the police are resisting. In Nakuru, the police are under a lot of pressure from CS Murkomen to work with the goons to disrupt our meetings on Friday and Saturday. And the police are saying no. I want to tell Murkomen and William Ruto, you don't have enough ammunition to kill 50 million Kenyans. I want to tell William Ruto, you came to power through a popular vote. Somehow along the line you seem to have changed your mind that you can get back to power through guns, bullets, tear gas and goons. It has never worked anywhere, not just in Africa but in the world. The more you disrupt our meetings, the more you kill people, the more you beat elected leaders. You disrupt our meetings, the more you kill people, the more you beat elected leaders, the more popular the movement becomes.
Ageng ngalalet notok nebo kotuyetab kei nebo United Opposition chitab kolenjin kakimuch kiwong'u logoiwekab emet chekimuch keibun en nguni metwou sait 10 nebo koskoleng aweksei ak logoiwek alak chechang missing chekitesetai kisubi en newsroom nebo Nenyon TV. Kainenyun ko Cynthia Terer ak nekata timit komugul notok neboto Alan Kibrono neka director Elida Serem notok nekere kole kaitun tuget komie Sandra Korir nekokere kole kaitun pichainik en oret notok nekararan konin amagun betut nemie testai iker keteshet nebo Nenyon TV amun Kimii Gaa.